Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of the Foolsopolis here in City Skylines, where we did some mass expansions last episode. One of the big ones was we extended the train line and the canal for the cargo side of things. And we're pretty much ready to build another another industrial area, a brand new industrial area right now, which is going to allow us then to provide even more goods to the opposite side of the city where we want to continue the expansions. We've hooked up the train lines. A lot of people didn't really like one of the junctions that I did, but I think it's beautiful, guys. I think it's beautiful. We got great plans for it. And as always, guys, if you do enjoy this episode, please smash that like button down below. If you're new right here, then make sure you do subscribe so you're notified when that next episode does come out. But this is the junction in question. A lot of people didn't really like it, how big and wide it is. But what I want to do is I want to integrate a lot of the industrial kind of underneath and around these train tracks. I want it to kind of feel like, you know, that you're in the beating heart of making the goods and potentially catching whooping cough with all the smoke. We're gonna see how it goes anyway. But we got a lot of expansion to do. So over here then I want to build another little industrial area, which is going to look really, really cool, because currently we got one here and we have one over here. So we want one over there right now. So this will kind of hopefully, you know, transport goods a little bit closer. By having an industrial area here means I'll have an import-export area for the trains, which is going to simply allow us to bring goods in. Now, since we connected all this up, I have started to notice cargo trains skedoodling out of the region. I think they come down here, that way out, and drive out of the region, which is really, really good. So we're starting to get more imports and exports now actually happening for us. Really exciting with how things are now low-key going. So we've got a lot of expansions to do. We kind of did extend the metro line too and built this little commercial area, but we still have huge commercial and industrial demand before we can continue to keep growing the residential. Oh my goodness me. The residential never seems to be satisfied. So we got all this canal coming in, right? It's still taking a while to kind of slowly fill up. It is still taking a little bit of time. We'll eventually get there. It is quite a big body of water. This is quite, you know, long-winded to try and get it all settled. The water's still flowing in. It's just so long-winded and the distance is so far. I might need to drop a little water source here, but I don't want to worry about this too much just yet. So what we're going to do then, we're going to first implement this road going across. We're going to have to either probably drop down the train lines and then use this as a big bridge over, which I think would be pretty cool. Then we got to decide where we want the exportation or the kind of import-export area for the train line. So we got to figure all that out. So I think first things first, then what we'll do, we'll get the trains up, the train line, la-di-da-di-da. And then we'll just quickly drop this down. Is that about fair? Yeah, so there, meaning we'll then select this node to be object height of this node, and then we'll quickly jump into our leveling. So from here to here, make it all flat, and then from here to, let's say here on the bend is where we'll then gradually bring it down. So we got a decent decline or incline, whichever way you kind of look at it, for the road. And then this is going to bridge over beautiful. So we're kind of using here then this type of road. It doesn't really have any, it's a 4-lane road with parking spaces. Does it really make sense for us to kind of have this type of road? We're using it down here as well. Maybe it does. I don't know. Truly, I don't know. We need to get rid of some of the parking on some of that as well, so they can't park in the edge of under the roads. But do we switch it up? Do we go for a little bit of trees? I mean, it's going to be pumped into an industrial area. Maybe try and get a couple of trees, be a little bit nice. We'll kind of see how it rock and rolls. So we're going to get so far anyway, and then obviously we're going to lose the trees. But if I go by a 10, which means we're 15 away. So by that 10, I'm going to bring it up by, hang on, I've got to change this. By 10, another 10. At this point I brought it up to 16, straight across. So 10 down to 10, And then 10 down to 0. Then we got this dramatic bridge that goes all the way across. We should really have a elevated section there like that. I don't know if we'll be able to do that. Let me see if I can get away with it. If I upgraded... Aha, there we go. Now it looks symmetrical, boys. That one smack bang in the middle. Good stuff. I don't know if we'll have ships pass under here. I don't think we would, but, you know, the bridge is high enough just in case. Anyway, so we continue this pushing down. If I just kind of have it going in a straight line for now. So that passes over then. We can have like a little entry point. Maybe have to stick a roundabout here, which would probably be the better answer. But the highway is going to kind of connect off here and push in this direction, go up. So we are going to have, like coming from this way, a highway connection going in this direction too. So if I kind of pinpoint where we'll do it. Now, if I did it here, for example, reason for this is because we can then go in this direction and then bridge over or underpass, whatever, without being too close to that and have entry points going in. That would be really, really handy. So I think that would be the better option for us. So that will then eventually connect to the highway that pushes out in this direction, that connects to there. So we're going to have 2 highway connections close by just for the vehicles for this traffic, which is going to be very, very important. So we got that there then. I'll do the roundabout in just... do you know what? We'll do the roundabout now because it's going to set us up for how we do pretty much the whole of our zoning. Actually, before I do the roundabout, let's actually sort out these roads. So, we got to come across by 11. And then that's down to by 20, but I got to do it by 9. So if I delete you... and then go across by 20. Delete you. So that should be a 11 across. Yep. By 20. So that's what I've got to create. Because we got to create the little stepping section like this. This allows us to create these little underpasses. So we can, like, you know, skip the traffic. It's becoming quite the feature of this area. It really is. So that's 11. So technically I go by 20. Is it 22 then? Yes. So 22. Up. Bam. 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 22. So bam. 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 And then 22. Oh, best it up, boys. Best it up right now. Bam. 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 And bam. Sweet. So that's now all in. So basically I can get rid of all of this. And now we have... it looks like a very weird pattern. It really does. Then we can stick a roundabout on this. So roundabout mod. And I believe it is an 80. And we've been going for that 3-lane roundabout, haven't we? So 3-lane highway. Gets dropped down right now. It is a 3-lane highway, right? Yep. So things get a little bit messy. But it's okay. Okay, things have got seriously messy right now. Damn it, Zodiac. I always got to be foolish, right? Always got to be foolish. But there we go. We kind of added in. It's a different... do you know what? That's a different style of roundabout. It's this roundabout, isn't it? It's the default, mate. Where is it? Where's the default? It's this one, isn't it? It's actually slightly a little bit skinnier, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting too sidetracked right now. I need to calm down. So, get this in. It will then sort everything out. And I still, literally, I've been doing these now for the last few episodes. And I still can't remember what I've got to do. It's 5 away, isn't it? It is 5 away. So, that is 11. So, 6. 5 away. So, bring that up. So, delete you. That's 6 away. 5 away. bring you up. 6, 5 away, bring you up. Sweet. So we've got it all down then, exactly how we want it. So before we do all that then, if we quickly do the underpasses then, so again, I still don't know how to do these. Why do I just feel so foolish all of a sudden? So it's over here, and it's a 7 and down by 8, isn't it, basically? It's pretty much what it is. I feel like this is slightly different. Am I staggered too far back? Or does my underpass happen here? Happens here, right? I'm so confused. If I zoom out right now, I've got... It happens there. Why? I don't know why, guys, but I feel so confused right now. And that's how it goes. Like that. To there. So then, we bring the... It's Monday morning, guys. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it right now. So down by 10. Bam. So 7. Bam. Right, I'll get the rest of this all sorted. We've finally done the roundabout. I've set the roundabout up as well. It's got all the giveaway signs, stuff like that. There shouldn't be any traffic lights, but I'll quickly double check. No. Sweet, sweet, sweet. We got the underpasses in, so people can like get from one side to the other without one crossing over the big main road or using the roundabout. So another way to alleviate some of the traffic. But we're pretty much all set up. We've got the basis of this little area good to go. Now, we've got the little kind of endpoints right now. So we're going to start sorting these out. So back to this road. We're currently basically around about a 40, obviously plus the 1 because we're going to the roundabout. So if I brought this down by another 40 and drop this in by 11, we've got 2 major import? What's it called? Inlets is what I'm talking about. The next one, if I delete that real quick, is going to go under the bridge at the back. So it's just another way for vehicles to kind of low-key pass under. It should be high enough just there to get from one side to the other without having to interact with crossing over. So it just kind of helps them out slightly. And then we can kind of bring vehicles in. So we're going to pump this up. I say to about 40 there, because that will match that connection just here. And then rather than going across right now, we're going to make this all go vertical. So straight up. So by doing this, I'm trying to kind of crisscross the traffic slightly. So it all comes down to these roads and then pumps in that direction. And then this one will make it go across here. So if I bring it down to there. Up. Straight under. So very, very gritty, but this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful industrial area. So we also need to think about the train connection too. Now, currently, I could connect to this train line here, but that's the passenger line. I don't want to do that. I've got to think about getting it over to here, so I can maybe do like something where it flips over and comes down to there, and then maybe passes out and goes in that direction, which would be kind of handy. But then is creating too many train lines too much? But then at the same time, is creating more train lines more aesthetically pleasing for an industrial area? You know where I go with this? So, yeah. I mean, it would then connect the 2 lines up individually, which would be pretty cool. It's an interesting one. It's an interesting one to kind of think of. So if I brought this up by... I mean, I could go fully up to there, but if I brought this up by 10 and went the whole hog just there, I could then... Wait, why has that done that? Let me try that again. So up by 10 and then across. You kind of lose out slightly. Is it not exactly 10 then? I'll go from this side. Okay, that's better. Bit weird that was. Ooh, that's kind of slightly off too. Bit weird this, isn't it? I think it's with all those little connections right there messing you up, but sweet. So if I then dropped the cargo train line just here, and then we had a line running out to just there. Then this line running underneath to there, and then that's when we'll kind of bring it over to run parallel with this to kind of cut in. And then flip it over to there. Or I could just kind of leave it completely like this. And then bring it up and over to go around to connect into there. I'm liking the idea of this area being all underpasses and overpasses for train lines. I feel like I feel like it's then slowly becomes a feature of the area, if that makes sense. So now we're going up in increments of 5. When was that a thing? So I'm trying to get that 10 mark. To be honest with you, I might make it go back even further. So we'll just kind of go to 10 here. Bring it down to there. So like I said, it's going to be quite a feature of this industrial area. So 20 by 20. Alright, I'll go by another 10. $20 by 20, then I'll do another 20 by 20, and then that will be the crisscross that then takes place. I'm just liking all these little overpasses. Yeah, it might look weird to some of you guys, but I kind of do like it. Also noticing as well, I'm going to have to put a water source here because it's too far from the water sources and the water's just kind of slowly disappearing. But I'm liking this. Weirdly, I'm kind of liking this. So if I elevate the train line to that point, if I do it to there as well, and I might as well just do it to that bit as section 2. If I select, for example, that node there and elevate this to the object height. Oh, actually we can't because it's kind of sloping. So this whole thing is going to be sloped. So if I go here to just underneath, and then we kind of add a bit more of an elevation change. If I go from the point where the road goes underneath to there, add that in for the elevation change. Now this will drop on the 2 V's right now. It's just a case of how far these V's gonna be. So 21. 21. So it does work out well with the spacing. Now, does it mess us up? Yeah, I mean, yeah, no. It kind of does, kind of doesn't. But the drops aren't that mad. That's from there. We'll just take it from there to this point. How do they look in terms of moving down? Well, in reality, what you need to do is say I went from here to here, which wouldn't really work out well. And then go to there. Bring that down, but then that feels quite dramatic, doesn't it? Unless I did it from this side. So it pumps up slightly. Then there to there isn't so bad. So it comes down gradually and then splits. So a lot of V's, a lot of stuff going on right now, but it's not for efficiency, even though it is quite efficient. It's more the design aspect is what I'm going for. So if you're coming from this line on the cargo line here, you come down, go around. Oh, sorry, you come up here, sorry. You cut into there, go around there, and you kind of going around again. So it kind of gives you like a bunch of options and which ways you can go, and does connect the 2 lines up. Now, if we finally get this kind of up and running, so bring this all the way down to the edge of the map, which at this point here, it's going a bit funky, but we'll sort this out. Hold on. So run that there, just push it out of the map real quick. Bring you to here. Bring you to there. Can we just use the connection tool because it'll be so much quicker than me trying to mess about with getting these 2 now connected. So yeah, it's just nice and simple, isn't it? So it does what it needs to do. That now gives us another additional export, well, outside connection for the train line, for the cargo line, not the passenger line, because this is a separate cargo line to passenger. So that's something else you got to remember as well. Our passenger lines for trains and cargo are completely separate. They are. So this is now technically all set up. There's actually a vehicle that just left the building. So, yeah, there's vehicles now coming over to kind of slightly use it. Interesting. I haven't got that far yet, boys. Please, calm down. So, we'll get some stuff started to build up. And then we'll think about getting that highway connection all set up next too. So, first things first then, we're going to use and spend the kind of office demand. This allows us to have offices on the main drags of road, thus keeping the traffic on these main roads minimal, but still utilized to industrial, which would be kind of handy. We'll do big strips of then your normal industrial. We'll do it here and here. Or we've got to sort out the rest of this all zoning right now. So bring you directly up. There we go. So big pockets of industrial, heavy traffic, you know, producers. But we'll kind of just create this for now and see how the rest kind of low-key flows. So within this area then, we're also going to drop some policing down. So I'll go for, should we go for this one? The police headquarters. We'll go for this. Pull it on the, okay, I won't put it on the main road. We'll pull it just off the main road. Say just about there. So it's got access to get into the other sides via these ramp tunnels. And then to the main drag to kind of skedaddle out of here. Fire department, we'll go for the Detroit one. Which we'll place on this side, which kind of works the same as this. Again, underneath. Jump onto the road if needs be. Provides the fire. Healthcare as well. Would we need healthcare in this region? I suppose we would. So I'll drop an office on the opposite side over here. Very good. And then death care. No, I won't do death care just yet. Even though we'll probably need it, but because I want to create, you know, facilities for this stuff. So just very generic. Place down services. We're pretty much all good to go. Garbage wise, at the moment, the processing status is pretty low. I do need to create a garbage facility. So for now, what I can do is just place down a couple of recycling centers. That will really help us out. So if I just drop them, for example, for now, I did one. Let me get rid of the anarchy. If I did one there and one there, how much does that increase my garbage processing status? It puts it up into the green slightly. So I've got a couple of vehicles, well, facilities just there right now. We'll see how long that lasts until it's not enough. Water availability and sewage is looking pretty low. Now we have this all over here. And again, I really do need to create a facility. So for now, just to kind of aid the city, I'll drop this down until we do have the ability on time to build one. Water availability, drop you down just there. So that will give us water then. So we got enough electric, we got enough sewage. Water's pumped up a bit more, but this stuff is on the ropes. We do really need to sort it all out. But this is all up and running. Oh, there we go. The first time a train is going around the little loop here. And it's going out to that brand new export area. Good stuff. So we'll see how all this goes. Again, you got to give it time. You got to give it time, which is going to then spark the ability that we need to produce more commercial. So commercial we've got currently set up around here. If I drop down some commercial here then, so if I just filled this little section up and then do the same on this side, like that. Where else could we kind of benefit from commercial? I mean, a big strip here would be handy. So hopefully that spends that little bit of demand and then sparks industrial and residential growth. That's what you're kind of hoping for anyway. So we've got to sort out a connection to this. And I think we're going to use... I think we'll use this. If I use that, do you reckon it's too close to that? I mean, then again, I got something like this pretty close too. Now, we should be okay. We should be okay. question is, do I kind of save a little bit of time in terms of, you know, reproducing and kind of cloning one of these? They do look good, don't they? I do like them. Yeah, we'll clone this one then. So if I select the majority of it and then start deselecting what I don't want. So I don't want the highway. And I've got to get rid of these little sections too. So I don't want any of this highway. So get rid. Also, I don't want the final ramp that connects to the highway. Because that's something that I'll sort out myself. I should have said it where I don't collect certain items. But what you gonna do now, boy? It's too late. Too late, you damn fool. Right, there's this little section here. So I've got everything that I want. I'll keep all this because that'll be kind of handy too. And let me just double check that I've got the cloning right. So that's all I really want to take, and then I'll kind of mishmash and connect it myself. So this should be it should be a pretty easy job to do. Trying to rotate it is the next difficult thing. So that would be placed like that. It's a slight adjustment, and I think we've got it about there, right? I'm hoping so. Just makes life a little bit easier, doesn't it? It does just make life a little bit easier. So beautiful junction, which will then come down, then turn and run parallel in that direction. And then we'll have a nice little connection there, so we've got another way to kind of skedaddle out of the region. Nice. And then we'll eventually have a highway that passes around, going around in a bigger loop. So this is already kind of slowly coming together, which is looking pretty cool. Liking it already. So the only connection right now is through this road. So they'll have a highway connection very soon. Anyway, right, I'm sidetracking. I'm getting sidetracked again, guys. Okay, then, so get this sorted then. So we're going to have to anarchy it. We'll go for a 7. Pump this back into a... I'll go over an 8 because that 7's not going to quite work. Flip it around. I've got to change it to a skinnier road soon. 7. 7. Flip it around. So it's all technically connected. We'll just quickly use the move it tool. Just to... Actually, no. Before I use the move it tool, I should actually separate these into 2 laners. There we go. Boom. That one's a bit difficult, but we can manage it. Right, I think we can get away with the majority of this stuff. Shouldn't be any issues. Yeah. A slight price to pay for the sake of cloning it and getting it all done quicker than building it. I'll take it. I should really create a lot of these junctions and stuff and put them on the Steam Workshop, so then I've got them as an asset, so I can then just use them whenever I want. What do you guys reckon to that? Should I kind of create that stuff on the Steam Workshop? It would be kind of handy, wouldn't it? I think it would. So, for us to figure out how we want it to run down parallel, I'm first going to then do this side of the road and get this set up first then. So, how far do I bring it down? So if I did another 40, that's where we will connect. If I did another 40, that's where we would connect. And then the next 40 here is where I'll then have the highway crossover. So if I just quickly work this out, 40 down, 40 down. What we reckon? No, we'll do another 40. Another 40. So bring that 40 down. So that's 20 up by 10. And that becomes the center where we'll have the highway passing over. Is that far up enough? Should be, yeah. Let me get that highway over there. We'll have one that kind of rings around the middle. Yeah, it should be fine. Okay. So delete that. And it is going to be a 2-lane highway, isn't it? Yeah. Which is the elevation of 10. Right. So making sure I get everything all spaced out correctly. So pumping out by 10. Bring it down by 10. Now that's not perfectly centered. So I'll bring it over just a tad bit. And then we'll push this up. So I bring it up to about there. That should be standard straight down. And then we want to get these now connected. So we'll use the connection tool. I don't know if like this is going to be too far. So we'll go to the maximum. It will allow for a beautiful bend. Do the same here. Maximum, maximum. Beautiful bend. And we are now all ready to rock and roll. I like that. I like it. It's such a grid, but then the highways and then roads, when they start to bend and change the layout, then you're kind of getting a vibe going on right now. It's kind of interesting. So we've just got to connect now up here to how we would normally do things. So we're just going to make this go straight over. Bam. Is that slightly going diagonal? I feel like that was slightly going diagonal then. Right, I'll do this way around. Sweet, mate. Sweet. So, again, I need to have a refresh on how we do this stuff. So from there to there is a 10. So from there to there is a 19. So I know that from there is a... No, oh, hang on. This is going to be too close to this connection. Yeah. Just realised that. So that to there's a 19. So if I bring it out by a 9. And I need to use these type of roads. That becomes an 11. But I gotta do it by a 10, don't I? Yeah. So I know it's there. So I'm coming out by a 10 here. So delete you. Coming out by a 10 there, which needs to be elevated, by the way. That's something else I've got to remember to do. There we go. So that is a 10 to there. That there. 10 by 10. So a 10 to that. 10 to that. We're on it, boys. And then we just quickly upgrade them to now the slip roads. And again, what was this from there to there? Was it a 20? Oh, we'll figure it out. So that says 25, it was straight. I want to say 26, 26. I want to say 26. Again, I could be wrong. But that's what your boy wants to say. 26. Bam. In that direction, push that way, up there, down that way. Sweet. We're rocking and rolling. And then finally, we just sort out the slopes. Standard, mate. Standard issue. So without doing anything additional, without sorting out the on and off ramps just there, this is now how it's all currently set up. I don't know how long it's going to take before we start seeing people use it. I don't know how busy this is going to be. So do you reckon we should sort this junction out right now? Yeah, why not? So we'll bulk it up with the 2 laners on 2 segments going forward. And we'll quickly sort this out too. So basically we have the 2 segments going on because the right hand turn can go here and these guys can merge into that one. So then this will cross over to that side as this turns into here, that turns into there, and that passes over. So we're reducing the amount of crisscrossing happening. It's then only really 3 lanes that crisscross and kind of slightly annoy one another. There's a node just there so they can switch lanes here before they approach this junction, where that goes over to there, that turns there, this turns here, where that one turns there. So this is pretty much more the same, but flip the opposite side to reduce the amount of crisscrossing connections that happen. So that's all good. That's all good. So I think the majority of them would choose this highway connection first. I think they would. But as we kind of continue to spread out and build, we need these type of connections. We really do. So it's all good, boys. It's all good in the hood. We've got an actual train coming around here right now, which is good to see. We might actually push 70,000 population today too. Because you're spending that commercial demand. What's your issue here? Too few services. What more do you need? We'll get the services in soon, dude, don't worry. But did we spend that commercial demand? We've got it all there added in. Oh, there's a gap just there. So we're still actually spending that demand. Interesting. We've got traffic for days around here, which is also very interesting. Now, the problem with that is it's also getting caught up on the trams, but at the same time, we do need to sort it out a little bit more better. Traffic's coming from all different directions, so it's like when I add more roads in around here, then they can filter and use those a bit more. But I do need to sort it out. I don't want to go too much into it just now because we have just moved all this commercial, zoning all in. But I'll do stuff like doing some of the main drags of road, like this here. Oh, I'm rotating. This there will pass through. Oh, that's completely off. How did that happen? Right, if I delete all this, I'd rather have that aligned correctly. I know how it went off because we've done 2 different kind of alignments pretty much, because that's not aligning to anything there, you know what I mean? But I want to get it all sorted anyway, so we're pretty good. We have this coming straight down, so if I had this panning under, which is just off there, damn. That's how they get you, boys. That's how they get you. So this will be more straight than this one. So how far off is this? That is a 20. That is a 40. But I suppose it doesn't really matter at the end of the day, does it? So that becomes 40 off from there. That's still all straight. So how does that go? How does that work? I don't know, but we'll bring it into here. And because we're going underneath the road just there, we'll have a slight little bend and you'll never know it exists. But we know it exists and it's going to really annoy us. But I'm just going to keep that in for now and see how it goes. Dramatic trafficking happening over here right now. I did think about kind of changing the approach of this, making it more swoop so it kind of pulls people off the highway a lot quicker. If it backs onto this again, then I'll really consider doing that. But there's a few little crisscrosses right now to kind of ease the traffic in certain directions. It won't fix anything. But we've got more people moving in. The problem is right now, once I add in that industrial demand and spend that commercial demand, it then raises the residential demand. And then the problem with raising the residential demand is it then brings in the traffic, and that's what we're seeing right now. So this is why I'm so hesitant to kind of fix it just yet. I'll wait for the people to move in, and then we see where the issues lie. So, we've got this industrial area over here now. I think it's now time to extend this metro line to bring the workers into this region. What do you reckon, guys? I think we need to do that. So, metro station then. I can keep it very simple, have like a standard underground, a simple inner city one here, which is not too bad. Or I can go quite elaborate and have one of these new ones. If I was to go down this route, I could have this little sunken bypass, which fits in wonderfully here in the middle. Wonderfully. Let's go for that. Boom. So, metro line then, we sort the rest of it out. Underground is a tunnel. How far am I pushing in a straight line before I have to kind of create a bend? So it's not too bad just here. If I kind of go like that. And it hits us with an 11 by an 11 almost. Nice and simple. So that extends up to there. Which means where this line ends here, I can then pump it up a bit more to there, which everybody here now is going to leave the station. Get that all back in. They'll all slowly come back, guys. Don't worry, they'll all slowly come back. So that line now goes down to here, through there, up to there, and it probably eventually. Oh, we should have a. To be honest with you, we should have a stop up here, shouldn't we? Bring it into a stop there, and it'll kind of come round in a loop when we have something over here. Do I add it here, or do I put the stop on this side to continue and following the alignment? Probably one of the better ideas for us, isn't it? So, normal styling roads. Up, in. To there, because we've got this little kind of road crisscrossing over right now, which you're probably going to go down in that direction. Might be a roundabout that, to be honest with you. Now, would a stop up here be too close? Like, say, for example, I use the exact same one. And just threw it in there. Is it too close? Would we drop a roundabout here? Is the spacing for a roundabout enough? It actually is. It's closer than we've ever seen before. So maybe I drop this down to a 70 sized roundabout. So if that went there, then we could definitely have, I mean, even a 60, we can definitely have the underpass, even though this is closer than what we would normally do the other roundabouts. So I think we can get away with, for example, the metro line there. The metro line there, so then what we'll do is we'll kind of then integrate the industrial area on this one side, because even though it's kind of from the side, I'm still going to have stuff around here that they'll kind of utilize. So that is going to come out by 7 and go down by 10. That is going to come out by, I can't even tell what it's coming out by 10 and connect. I have kind of clipped it through. Right, we're going to have to move this. I'll move these over here. Move them over there. Get a little bit more industrial zoning. There we go. So they can walk under the tunnel to get over to here for now, until there will be a roundabout. There'll be more tunnels going in all different directions. Just makes things a little bit easier, right? Workers can now travel. And just kind of extends our metro line on this one side. So from there, directly down in a straight line. It's going to move all these guys again. They're not going to be happy. By the looks of it, we need more trains on that line, to be honest with you. Right, there we go. So, is that our first line? There's only one vehicle on it. So yeah, this is our first line. I'll pump it up to 4 vehicles. It might cause a little bit of chaos and mayhem. Can I get this roundabout builder? Yeah. Over here. Which is not too bad. But once the loop is fully intact, then we'll kind of have this all reducing. That train's just generated. How much money is this Penny Park making still? 68,000. Oh my goodness me. That is disgusting. What about you, Alcagrones? 14,000. Again, even more disgusting how much money them parks are making. But this is slowly building up. It is slowly building up. Now, guys, in the comment section right now, should I attempt to turn off the unlimited money mod next episode? Do you reckon we've made enough profit recently to no longer be in debt? I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go and see what we can do. But, yeah, people are now walking over from the industrial area. You see coming out the tunnel. You see over here right now walking over to get to this area. Very good. Very good, very good. The traffic has seemed to have died down a little bit around here. It's still backing up, coming all the way through. So we might think of alternative ways to sort this junction out. Alternative ways for the trams to pass through. So, again, I don't want to mess about with it until everyone's fully moved in. But we've got to the 70,000 population mark. It's kind of slightly died down around here a bit right now. Good to see. Good to see. So traffic's dying down in little places. We've got some death on the scene. So death care. We've got, you know, the capacity for it. There's nothing really around here. So I think we'll drop down a couple of crematoriums right now. Just to kind of bulk it up until we have proper facilities for them. So I think we're getting there. We're slowly getting there. Nobody wants to use my new highway just yet, guys. It's a sad day. But it is a little bit far out of the way when they can just jump onto this one. But it's there as we continue pushing back anyway. Very good. Very good, very good. So, this is actually starting to fill up a bit more right now. I thought it was going to kind of slightly die out. But it seems to have doing its thing. Water's still flowing in. So I think we do need to put like a water source down. So if I put it to there, I don't know if that's in line with this one. But just by having a water source here is going to keep the water at a certain level. Might cause some flooding. But the canal won't be as low as it normally is. So that'll be kind of interesting too. Lots of progression now taking place. I'm really liking it. I'm really liking how this is now going. Finally got to 70,000. We're up to 71,000 right now. So population is booming, boys. It's a booming. We've almost used all of our residential demand. And then we're going to have to fill all this in. So when it comes to the super demand mod, we are not far from using it. But again, we're doing it in stages in progression to get stuff all in. So I hope you guys did enjoy this episode. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So good. Bye.